that time, the way they taught us English was by pushing us into going into high school. So, because the educational system is so different from ours. So they have a semester system. I've never seen a semester system in my life. And you can choose your courses. I've never heard of that, etc. So, and then of course we're not used to the American life, American style.
How was that cultural?
Well, it was a huge shock, of course. Many people could not take the shock, and they became part of this corrupt society. I decided to isolate myself from that.
How?
So I would go to the high school. I never mingled with them
At all?
at all. So I wouldn't go to parties. Even the graduation I didn't go to.
SubhanAllah.
Yeah. So whenever I have free time, I go to my room. I read Quran or study or.
Was that lonely? Was that lonely for you? Like, was that hard?
No,
to
no,
be by
no.
yourself?
Wallahi, Ahmed, I am never lonely. I never felt lonely in my life.
Why is that?
Because you're with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
That's what I wanted to hear.
No,
Allahu Akbar.
there are people who feel lonely and sad and they cry for themselves. I have something. If you want to know me, every one of us have emotions and have logic or brain. And we have usually these two effects that control our life. I don't.
Wow.
My logic controls my emotions. So I am never emotional.
Wow.
Never, huh? I feel sad, but I'm not emotional.
How do you do that?
By controlling my emotion with my logic.
Wow. And that's something you've been working on since you were
It is
young?
something that I was born with. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me the ability to analyze, to think, and so on. And then I studied logic, and then I studied philosophy, I studied arithmetical logic. What is that?
Deep.
The basis for all sciences is math. What is the basis for mathematics? It's logic.
Wow.
What is the basis for logic? It's arithmetic logic.
Allah. So that's the deepest you can go.
So if you study arithmetic logic and math, then
You've
You get
mastered.
into the complexity.
Yeah.
Right? You get into the complexity.
I have a Ph.D. in Petroleum Engineering, and we studied the highest level of math. So we're talking four-dimensional, three-phase, thermal, differential equations, and so on. Yeah, one equation will be 3 pages. Wallahi, yeah.
Allahu Akbar.
So that's what I studied. Yeah. So you put your definitely engineering had a huge effect on my life. If you study engineering correctly, then you don't learn engineering. What you learn is systems. If you study engineering correctly, then what do you study? You study systems. And that, if you do it correctly, then what you get is systematic thinking. And if you have systematic thinking, it opens all doors. You can study anything. So that's what I do. This is a quick background. Anyway, so I finished high school, and then alhamdulillah, I excelled also in high school in America. So I was accepted in Pennsylvania State University.
Did you plug into the community at all? Into the Muslim community there?
There was no Muslim community.
Nothing.
There were only 4 Muslims in the whole city.
Ya Allah.
And at that time, there were only 7 masjids in the whole of America.
SubhanAllah.
Now there are thousands.
Thousands, mashallah. So you've seen that growth too.
Yeah, let me tell you a story. we were in a very small city called Lakeworth, and there were only 4 Muslims, all Kuwaitis. Yeah, they all came with me. Yeah, so we came together to this city. So when I had time, we will go together, we were friends. Okay, so we don't mingle with this corrupt society because at that time it was the sexual revolution.
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
You in your time have seen nothing.
SubhanAllah.
Nothing compared to what we have seen at that time. You just don't imagine what goes on sexually inside the high school. Yeah, I can't tell it. I can't say it. So that's what we had. So I cannot be part of that society. I had to keep apart. So anyway, there were no Muslims. Eid came. We wanted to celebrate Eid. So I called a friend of mine who knows the masjid. What's the closest masjid to us? We want to pray Eid, not Salah. Eid, huh? So he gave me, and the closest masjid to us was 2 hours by train.
2 hours by train.
Yeah. So
You were quite confined.
yeah, so we went. There was nothing. Remember, this was 1970. Yeah? So there was nothing. So we went to Eid in the masjid in Tampa, Florida, which is north of Florida. Small masjid, dirty, smelling. So anyway, so we prayed Eid with them, and they told us we have a picnic. So I said, okay, we'll go with you to the picnic. So we went to the picnic organized by the Muslim Student Organization. In the picnic, everyone had his girlfriend with him,
Wow.
and they served beer.
Allahu Akbar.
And Dhuhr prayer came, and nobody prayed.
Wow.
So you will know now the blessing of Allah. Many people complain, we are oppressed, we are whatever. You have seen nothing. This is what we have lived in.
SubhanAllah.
So that only strengthens you to be more resolute.
Alhamdulillah.
Strength.
Of course, alhamdulillah. Yeah, not everyone, frankly. Yani, the scholarship was given to 50 in the whole country. So we went together. 4 of them, 3 of them and myself went to Florida. The rest were distributed all over. 1 year later, none of them prayed except 3.
Allah.
So that's how much the pressure there is. So not everyone was able to resist.